I have another Halloween haul for you, and this one is based on Sainsbury's. Now I did do a Sainsbury's haul maybe a week or two ago, and I did say in this haul that Sainsbury's didn't have much to offer this year. I do like the things I got, but I have to say I am slightly disappointed with their range this year. It's very samey. A lot of the stuff is literally exactly the same as last year. So the Sainsbury's I went to originally was kind of a medium-sized Sainsbury's. There was a lot of repetition from last year, and I didn't really buy that much. I mainly bought jewellery. I went back to a slightly bigger Sainsbury's, and they had a much better range in there. There was hundreds of decorations. A lot of them were kind of samey from other shops. There was like the tinsel black cat, which I showed you before. There were owls, there were ravens, there were a few little bat items, but they were mainly kind of very similar to the things I saw before. There was also some really gorgeous like wine holders. Like there was a big cauldron which was made out of ceramic. There were some candle holders. There was a haunted house. There was some really pretty stuff there, but it was nothing which I was really like, I need. But a lot of it was very expensive. I felt like they had really upped the quality of their range, but with the quality the price obviously went up as well, but it was just a little bit too expensive for me at the moment. Bear in mind I am a student and I have very little money to spend, so I have to be very selective on what I buy. However, I did buy a few things from Sainsbury's, and I did want to show them to you just because I know I had said that there wasn't much in there previously. So the first thing I got from Sainsbury's was this sippy cup. I did show it very briefly in one of my other videos, so I thought I would spend a little bit more time explaining what this is like, because it is actually a really good quality. I saw this straight away when I went into Sainsbury's. It was with all the mugs and things, and it cost me £6. Now this is just your general sippy cup. I do have quite a few of these sort of things, but I just really loved the fact that this one was devoted to bats. I also really liked the straw. It gave me a very sort of Tim Burton, almost like Beetlejuice feel to it. And although I feel like aesthetically it would make more sense for it to be a purple straw, I think it just goes really nicely. Now, if any of you saw my previous Sainsbury's haul, you would have seen that I bought this bat which hangs upside down. I don't know about you, but these guys look extremely similar. So obviously this is kind of like their bat character for the year. Something which I didn't notice straight away, although it is actually on my receipt, it says googly eye bats. The bigger bats, this one, that one, and I think that one and that one, they all have these googly eyes, so they do actually move around. However, because it's kind of a cup and it's kind of kept upright, they do sort of just end up looking like regular eyes, but there is a little bit of movement there. The top of the cup is just plastic, and of course it has a plastic straw. It does have a screw lid, which I really like. I know some of these things are pop-on lids, and it is quite a big cup. There is also a little stopper on the end of the straw to stop it from sliding out the hole at the top. It's definitely a nice sized cup. You can get probably just about 2/3 of a pint in here, so it holds quite a lot. I myself, I tend to buy like a bottle of water, and I'll drink that water throughout the day, but I find that I also enjoy drinking out of this just because I don't have to like deal with lids or anything, but at the same time it's pretty kind of sterile. Like you don't get any like dust floating into your drink or anything. Another thing which I found with these sippy cups, I did get one from Poundland last year. It didn't fit into my drink holder in my car, which is generally like the best place to have these sort of cups, because when you're driving, if it's really hot and you need a drink, you can just like have a quick drink and put it down, and it's not really any hazard while you're driving. You're not trying to open a lid or anything. This one fits perfectly in my cup holder, which I was really pleased about. Now I haven't put any hot drinks in here. I've only been using it for cold drinks, so I cannot comment on the hot drink side, but it does say that it's a thermal drinking cup. I can see that some heat would be lost through the hole in the top and through the straw and things. However, I did try and make myself a slush puppy because I absolutely adore the blue slush puppies, and I bought like icicle slush puppies, if that makes any sense. So you can buy them from Sainsbury's and you freeze them and you end up getting an icicle lolly. I basically just wanted that but as a slush puppy, so I put like 4 icicles in here and I crushed them all up to make it into a slush puppy. Now, I was trying to drink this for ages, but honestly, it stayed frozen for literally about 2 hours. It was so ridiculous. I was like trying to drink it and it was all just like frozen at the bottom. And I was like, come on, melt. It was like the middle of the day. It still didn't melt. So it actually keeps drinks really cold, which is great. So I'm really pleased with this, and it's definitely something I haven't seen in Sainsbury's before. They only had this purple one with bats on. I didn't see any other designs, but I kind of went to a large Sainsbury's, but it's not the biggest Sainsbury's I've ever been to, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had some other designs. So the next thing I got from Sainsbury's was some little toy bats, and I did end up buying 3 packets of these because I absolutely adored them. I bought this packet first and then I opened them up and I was like, oh my god, I need some more, so I went and bought 2 more. So these are basically called Spookily Eerie Bats, and there are 4 in each packet. They are just your regular packet of little toy plastic bats, and they're nicely detailed. They are definitely, I know that with a lot of like these shops, they sell the same like mold of bat, if that makes any sense. You always get the same type of bat, but this one has a different face to it. Its body is a bit different, and I just really liked the look of it, hence why I bought loads of them. And the reason I got these, I'm not quite sure like what you would use them for, if you were just decorating your house for Halloween, and maybe you could like blue tack them to the wall or something, possibly like decorate a cake with these sat on them. The reason I got them is because they are amazing for crafting. It sort of has like quite a plasticky look to him within the wings, but I just quite like the texture that it kind of creates. He's got a furry body, he's got little legs, which is a detail that isn't normally included, and he's got the cutest little face. He's got tiny ears. I do tend to prefer bats with bigger ears, but I still think he's quite a cute looking bat. I tend to go for bats that kind of have some resemblance to a cat. That's just my general preference for a bat face, and I feel like this is pretty close. As you can see, there is a little bit of bend to them, but it's not super flimsy, and it's just a really nice quality, and I couldn't really believe the detail of them. And usually, I mean, the ones I've got previously have been pretty plain. I've been more just like an outline of a bat, so I was pretty excited when I saw this. Now straight away what I thought was a necklace. I want to make a necklace out of this, so I'll probably have it this way around so you can see the top of the body, although there is detail underneath as well. And I'll probably just put 2 little holes there and a chain and make it into a necklace. You can see they're quite a good size for a necklace as well, so I'll probably make a few of these and possibly give them to a few friends, or put them in kind of like my Halloween party bags or something. But also I tend to, with these kind of bats, I have loads and loads of like a collection of different sort of styles of them. I tend to just throw them in like packages, so if I'm sending off a package or some post, just add a little bat just because I think they're so cute. But I feel like this is kind of like my little signature thing, like when people get a package from me. As I said, there are 4 in a packet, so they are 25p each. I didn't say that this packet costs £1, so you're paying 25p each per bat. Now usually in Poundland you get a pack of about 10, so they are a little bit more expensive than Poundland, but I feel like they're a nicer quality. Also, like, they're amazing for like sticking on boxes or wreaths or candles. They are very versatile, and although they don't really have like a general like straight out use for them, there are so many things you can do with it. Even you could make a little chandelier of bats by putting a little hole through it and hanging them around. On the subject of toy bats, I also bought some different ones. Now this one is a pack of 8. It was also £1, so as you can see, you're getting a little bit more for your £1. However, these when they're not flying across the room, these are glow-in-the-dark bats. They are a little bit more cheapy. They're a bit more of like a Poundland sort of feel and style to them, but at the same time I felt like they had a lot of potential. So these are glow-in-the-dark bats. I'm not always like the biggest fan of like glow-in-the-dark bat. I'm definitely more of a fan of like normal coloured bats, but I felt like I could probably do some cool things with this. Even like sticking these on the windows of my car or on my windows of my actual room or something, so you can see them from outside. I think that'll have quite a nice effect. And I like the fact that it's thicker on these parts of the wing, gives it a little bit more detail. Now it does have a little tail, and as you can see, its feet, especially compared to the other one, they don't have as much detail in them, and the head's just completely flat but with 2 little ears. However, the reason I got these is because I could not turn down how cute these tiny ears are. These are like perfect bat ears. I absolutely thought they were so cute. As I said, he doesn't really have a face as such. He's kind of completely flat compared to the other one. As I said, he was a little bit cheaper compared to the amount you get for £1. This is a bit more of a hard plastic compared to a rubber, but I'm sure if you wanted to, you could possibly make like a little glow-in-the-dark necklace. But again, these would be perfect for sticking to things for craft. So many bats. We'll have a break from bats for a second, and the next thing I got was some spider earrings, and I am beyond in love with these. Pretty much, I was walking through Sainsbury's. I could only find the kids jewellery section, and I knew that in my smaller Sainsbury's I'd found like the skeleton earrings, and there was kind of more like gothic sort of jewellery section. So I was like, where is the adult section? I need to find this. And when I saw these, I was like, someone please send help. I was having a literal meltdown in the middle of the shop because I was so in love with them. I have lost my receipt and I can't find the packaging because I shoved these on literally as soon as I paid for them, but I think they were £8. If they weren't 8, they were probably 6, but I'm kind of leaning towards 8 just because of the quality and the size of these, and I can't put into words how much I adore these. I love spider jewellery. I don't have very much of it, so when I find it I get so excited. This reminded me of an Alchemy Gothic necklace which I have wanted for so many years. I can't get my hands on it, but it is a spider like this. It has the same kind of formation at the top with its front legs, but then I think the Alchemy one, its bottom legs join and there's like a little gem or something hanging off of it. But this just reminded me of that necklace and I just couldn't turn it down, and when I wear them I feel like the ultimate spider queen. I just absolutely love it. And a usual kind of like fish hooky earring, which is my favourite type of earring just because of the piercings that I have, and I just can't get over how detailed it is. Its body is really nicely raised, it's got separate legs all with their own details within them. It is mainly silver but it does have black details as well, which is always my favourite combination. The only thing which I wasn't quite sure if I'd like are these kind of row of little gems that go down the middle. But honestly, I have been preferring things with these little diamante things in. The same with like the skeleton earrings that I got from Sainsbury's. I was a little bit unsure as to whether or not I would like the diamond eyes that are in the skeleton, but I'm starting to actually quite like the fact that they kind of give it a little bit more of a colouring and pizzazz. I don't know, it gives it a kind of new dimension. It kind of makes people's eyes catch to it, and I feel like for the spider it's very elegantly placed down the middle. It's not kind of like gems on every single leg or something. When you wear them they look so freaking cool. I can't get over how pretty they look, and they have a very kind of elegant look to them. Now I wore these to college, so I bought them in the morning when I was buying my lunch. I have to say probably about 4 or 5 hours after wearing these my ears were starting to hurt. I am considering going and buying some more and making it into a necklace because I think that would look absolutely adorable. So pleased with those earrings. However, there was no other jewellery I wanted. So of course I went back to the decoration section and I got these. One of them is missing because I've attached it to my car, and they are just these very cartoony childlike bats. I am not like the biggest fan of them, but they cost £1 and I just liked the size of them, and they're just hanging glow in the dark bats. You get 3 in a packet. I just hung one of these in my car just so that when I'm driving around at night there's like a glow in the dark bat swinging around. They're very thin, they haven't got that much detail to them. They've got a little bit of raising on the wings and on the face and things, but I feel like this is completely different to any of my other hanging bats. The rest of them I have are very realistic. This has a very kind of cartoony feel to them. I'm not sure what else you could do with them other than hang them up and have them as a decoration, but I'm sure someone creative out there could make it into a headband or something. So the last thing I got from Sainsbury's, I confess I bought this probably about a month ago, and it has been sitting in my airing cupboard. Now if any of you follow me on Instagram you would have seen that I pretty much had a heart attack in the middle of Sainsbury's back in September because they started bringing out their pumpkins, and I was like, yes, pumpkins. And I have an obsession with gourds. I absolutely love gourds and I love pumpkins, and I just want to decorate my whole house in them like all the time. I want everything to be decorated in them. But the thing is, they go mouldy. I had this awesome gourd about 2 years ago. It kind of looked like a UFO and it was all different colours and there was like warts and things growing off of it. I thought it looked so cool. I did varnish it, but it just went mouldy. So I did a little bit of research as to how to stop gourds and pumpkins going mouldy. There was a lot of like spray that you could get, which meant like your jack-o'-lanterns didn't go mouldy for like a week or something, but I wanted like a long-term thing because I want these things to last forever, because we only get them around this time and I want it to last through the rest of the year and come back around to the next year and I can buy more. So I basically got this little, it's called a munchkin, but basically it's a baby pumpkin, and I have had this little guy sat in my airing cupboard for literally since the day I got it, so probably about a month and a little bit. So it has just been sat in there just drying, and as you can possibly hear, it's like hollow now, it's like dried out. I am going to leave it in there for a little bit longer just because I'm a little bit paranoid. But as you can see, it's kept all its colour, it's nice and hard, it's very solid. You could make craft out of this, you could paint it, you could do anything, but I kind of just wanted to preserve it because I loved like the natural colouring and the look to it, and I feel like, as I have just literally said in my last video, I'm looking for kind of autumny things. I've got loads of actual like jack-o'-lanterns, but I don't have very many like plain pumpkins. I saw this and thought I want this as an ornament, but I don't want it to be like mouldy on the side. That's when I did a little bit of research. I got some like antibacterial hand sanitizer because I couldn't find any just like general antibacterial when I was doing this. So I just rubbed it in this like hand sanitizer to get rid of all the germs. You need to get rid of any bacteria that could potentially like mold this. So you just want it to be really, really clean. So I just literally soaked it in that. I then wrapped it up in paper. I gave it a few layers and I just shoved it in the airing cupboard. I didn't take it out for 2 weeks. I then brought it back out. Again, I put some antibacterial all over it, made sure it was nice and clean, and shoved it back in again. And that's what I'll be doing in a moment when I finish filming this. I will be shoving it back into my airing cupboard just to make sure that it stays nice and nice and just so that to make sure that it is fully dried. But as you can hear, it is pretty dried out. It's very solid, and I'm so pleased with this. I have my eye on this little gourd set that you can buy from the garden centre. I think you get about 7 different gourds for £10, and I want to just dry them all and have them sat everywhere on every single surface of my house because I think they are so gorgeous. So I know that wasn't really a Halloween decoration, but it can be definitely used as a decoration. I thought I may just add this in because probably I'm not the only one who has seen something like this and thought this is so magical and so beautiful and I want to preserve this forever. So that is how I'm preserving it. I will let you know if for some reason it goes completely wrong and starts moulding and all these things start coming out of it. But at the moment I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. It is proper solid. I have been squishing it as hard as I can. I have also dropped it and nothing has happened. It has the tiniest little hint of a pumpkin smell to it, but it doesn't have like an overpowering like rotting smell or anything. If anything, it smells like the hand sanitizer I used to clean this originally. So it doesn't have a horrid smell or a funky smell, and I just think it is so gorgeous. This also only cost me 80p from Sainsbury's as well, so it's not exactly a very expensive investment to make, and even if it goes mouldy, it's not like you've spent £100 on something. If you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them below. I did also see some like Halloween Christmas tree, Halloween tree decorations in Sainsbury's. I have in fact made my own versions of them because I wasn't too pleased with the quality of the ones in Sainsbury's. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I did that, please do let me know because I'm happy to make a video on the little things I've been making for my Halloween tree. I hope that you're having a spooktacular October. If it's sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you next time. Bye!